Hey guys, hope your second week of full isolation is off to a great start. Sorry for the noise in the background. I'm literally on a bike ride by some sun-turned road, and there's some geese in the field. So that's what that noise is. All right. So before we jump into the second week of the series, just gonna explain a little bit about what the theme is for this week. So each of the 5 videos this week is all going to be along the same theme, which is Jesus and the blank. So we're going to be talking about 5 different encounters that Jesus has with people in the Gospels. We're going to be talking about 5 different encounters Jesus has with people in the Gospels. We're going to talk a little bit about the people involved, what they show us. Specifically, we're going to key in on the faith that most of them show, and secondly, we're going to focus on what we learn about Jesus from each of these encounters. So yeah, that'll be the theme for this week. So all 5 videos will be based on that, and we're going to start off with Jesus and the Canaanite woman. That we see in Matthew 15:21 through 28. All right, so the first thing that we see in this passage is the fact that this woman's from Cana. So she's not Jewish, which obviously is important for what the story is going to talk about. So this woman wasn't Jewish, and she walked into this room with a bunch of men who were dining, who were reclining. They were all Israelites. They were Jewish. They were men. So back in the day, they had more authority. And she walks into this room. She doesn't care that she's breaking. She doesn't care that she's breaking all these social customs. She's just there because she needs help. She is desperate for Jesus to reach out to her, to speak the words of life that she needs for her daughter. She was willing to risk humiliation. She was putting everything on the line. She didn't care. She just had to talk to Jesus. She had to get Jesus to heal her daughter. But that came with so much baggage, so much bad things, and so much problems for her. So she starts asking Jesus, and it says specifically that he didn't respond to her. Not that he didn't listen, not that he didn't care what she was saying, but that he just didn't respond. And I don't know about you guys, but I hate getting left on red. It sucks. And that's what happens here. Except when you get left on red, really nobody else knows. Whereas she was in a room full of people. His 12 disciples were with him, and he doesn't respond. But she doesn't give up. She persists. She keeps asking Jesus to move in her life, to heal her daughter, to cast out the demon that was in her. Let's put ourselves in the place of the disciples. We've all been in a situation where someone just doesn't realize that it's not going to happen, that they're not going to get what they're asking for, and it gets awkward. You want the person to stop. That's what's happening here. The disciples want her to stop. It's getting really awkward, and they then ask Jesus, like, Jesus, just tell her to leave, get her out of here. And it was at this point where he's like, fine, I'll talk to her. Not that he was going to cast her out, not that he was going to tell her to leave, but he was going to talk to her. And at this point, Jesus pushes back at her. So he pushes back on what she wants. And she keeps pushing because she knows that Jesus is able to do what she wants, even though he's not responding. He's not responding in the way she wants him to in that moment. She still knows that Jesus is able to. She was persistent. She had a persistent faith. She wouldn't let anything change her mind about who Jesus was, of what he was able to do, and she kept pushing. She had real, genuine faith in the face of ridicule, in the face of pushback, she had faith. She believed what was written about Jesus. She believed that what she heard. She wouldn't let her nationality, her identity stop her from getting what she needed, from what her family needed. She is an example of what real faith looks like. Jump in and talk a little bit about Jesus in this situation. I've heard a few times like, oh, Jesus is so like rude in this situation. And I want to say wholeheartedly, like, he's not rude. This isn't him like trying to bash this woman, try to make her look bad or any of that. This is Jesus trying to get a response out of her and trying to make her life and what she is doing in that moment an example and a lesson of faith to his disciples who are with him, who are going to struggle with their faith in the years to come. As I already said, he didn't ignore her. He just didn't respond to her. He was acting in a specific way. He knew what he was doing, and he was trying to get the right response out of her. He was trying to get her to the point where she showed the depth of her faith in him. Let's talk a little bit about what Jesus says. When he finally responds to her, he says, I was sent to the people of Israel. I was sent to give food to them. How can I take the bread from their table and give it to the dogs? Which wasn't an insult about her or other nationalities. He was saying that this is what he was meant to do. He was meant to come to the people of Israel. The signs and wonders that he was doing were meant for the people of Israel. How was he supposed to go against what his assignment on earth was? Jesus was trying Jesus was trying to show her persistence. He was trying to show us what persistent prayer and faith looks like, and that we were supposed to have that. That we weren't supposed to give up just because he doesn't respond the first time. Doesn't come through the first time. Jesus hears us the first time. Even when he didn't respond the first time, he knew where that conversation was going. He knew that eventually he would say yes. He was trying to get something out of her. He was trying to get a specific response out of her heart. And that is often how it is with God. He wants us to be persistent in the face of struggle and stuff being hard. He wants us to be persistent and to not give up, on what he has promised that he will do, on what he is able to do and wants to do in our life. Whether we're praying for healing, whether we're praying for, for the end of this pandemic, we're praying with persistence and with faith that God is who he says he is. Okay, guys, so first question. Are you persistent? Are you persistent in the place of prayer? Will you keep asking, and keep asking, and keep asking, even when you aren't seeing the results? Are you willing to be persistent in the place of prayer, in the place of pursuing the Lord, despite what it looks like in your life, despite what it looks like in your social circles? Are you willing to be persistent in seeking the Lord? The second thing I want you guys to ask yourself is, does the Lord's desire for all of your heart, his unwillingness to settle for absolutely everything that you are, make you love him more? Why or why not? Why does that make you want to pursue him with everything? Or why does that not affect your heart?
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you're having a good Monday. As before, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click up here. And if you haven't watched some of last week's video, click here and it'll take you to the playlist from last week. Thanks for watching.